welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel if it's your first time with us. This is Alan Presents. I'm your host for this video, Leanne, and I'm joined by Alan,
Hi.
my co-host for this video. We swap around sometimes, it's all good.
Well, I generally do the predictions hosting and you do the reactions mostly.
It's good stuff.
Yeah.
So as you will have seen from the title card, we are here with our reactions to the WWE Premium Live Event. Survivor Series. Good stuff.
Quick side note, put a B in the end there, you got Pleb. What an awesome TV series that was.
Didn't watch much of it.
Oh, Plebs is fantastic. If you like your Roman history, like your comedy, watch Plebs. It's good fun.
Yes, so Survivor Series is what we're going to cover. We've done our predictions video for this, so if you want to check that out first, where we cover things like the rules of the War Games match, things like that, we'll put a link to one on the screen for you to go check it out. This isn't like a recap video as such, it's our reactions, so...
Yeah, I would, like, a lot of people call them reviews as well. I wouldn't even call it a review. We're just giving our impressions on what we thought. Yeah. We're not going to be like, oh, this match got 4 stars, this match got 2 stars, this match got... We're not doing that. It's casual.
Yeah. So basically, if you're here to get an idea of what happened, you get a very vague idea, I suppose, but not the details. So we'd advise you to go and watch the event first, or, you know, just stay with us if you want. Just...
It's still going to be spoilers. You're going to find out who won the matches, how they won the matches, and if any shenanigans took place.
Shenanigans! Alright, so the show opens with what we thought was going to be like the same War Games sort of package.
I was like, started off, I'm just making some breakfast.
Yeah, so we thought it was going to be the same video package as they played on SmackDown. But it wasn't quite, because Ozzy Osbourne was
the Prince of Darkness himself.
So he was...
I missed a trick. I should have worn an Aussie shirt.
You should have worn an Aussie shirt.
Damn it.
Obviously, the song for it is War Pigs. Aussie. So he was singing it as part of it. It was pretty cool. It was a nice nod to him. He is a WWE Hall of Famer.
Yes. That's like a badge. It's the badge.
Yeah, it's the badge.
Like Samus.
Yeah, so it was really cool for him to be involved. And he did... he did, after the song had finished, it was a welcome to War Games from Ozzy Osbourne, which is cool.
He's a Hall of Famer because he did appear at WrestleMania quite a good few years back now.
Yeah,
back in the 80s.
Good old WWE Hall of Fame.
Yeah. Ozzy.
So we open, our first match is the Women's War Games match.
Which I predicted correctly was going to be the first match.
You did, yeah. So they were going to sort of bookend it. So the cage starts coming down, and you can see the whole construction.
You got that siren going off.
Siren, so that people don't stand under it like idiots.
I think it's more that walls coming.
Yeah.
Like an air raid siren. I can think it was called an air raid siren.
So the first team in this match is Becky Lynch, Alexa Bliss, Asuka, and Michin, Mia Yim. They're using both names together. Michin, Mia Yim, and Bianca Belair, who will be starting the match. And the second team, the team that has the advantage, is Rhea Ripley, Nikki Cross, and then Damage Control, which is Bayley, Io Sky, and Dakota Kai, with Dakota Kai starting. So the start of this match was fairly slow, but I think it needed to be, because it's a long match for the first 2 people in the ring. I
think going from that opening bell to the last person entering, I think I clocked it about 29 minutes.
It's a long time to just be going. So they need to start slow and then build it as more people come in, which is the way it should be done.
Yeah.
Then Io Sky comes in next from the Damage Control team.
Yep.
And she adds a bit of the high-flying element.
Yeah. The genius of the sky.
Oh, yes. It's so good. I do like how these matches... It's like each new person adds a different element to the whole match.
Yeah, it was always the same watching NXT with like Undisputed Era and wherever they were fighting. Cause like I think it was like they had like 5 or 6 matches and like nearly all of them were Undisputed Era.
Yeah.
But you know, hey, Undisputed Era for life, right?
Yeah, definitely. There was a moment where Io Sky, she sort of overcompensated, jumping up to the rope and nearly like...
She ran out of a tea kettle almost.
Yeah, she sort of... threw herself into the cage a little bit.
She recovered well, but
she did.
It was like, oh, what happened there?
Next out we had Asuka. This section was a bit quiet, I feel like, but I think it needed to be quiet because it led up to Nikki Cross coming in.
Yeah, which is just chaos incarnate.
throwing in a bunch of kendo sticks and bin lids.
So many bin lids.
So many bin lids, but no bins. Yeah.
We want the bin, Nikki.
Bins.
Give us the bin.
Had the classic "We want tables" chant, obviously.
Yeah, obviously.
You did also have Nikki using her jacket, her coat, as a weapon.
Yeah, it's like I think it's going to be like a leather or fake leather. Okay. So it's if you're going to be swinging that, it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt. Yeah.
Just going crazy with it.
Made a good sound.
Yeah, it did. And then Alexa Bliss came out and turned the tables for quite a bit.
Turned the bin lids.
And this is the section where Nikki Cross climbed up to the top of the cage and did a crossbody onto the
She just kind of sat there for a little bit though.
Yeah,
it's like swinging her legs like a little child on a wall.
Watching.
It's quite funny.
I love this character for her.
They never should have stopped the Sanity thing. Sanity should still be in WWE today. I loved Sanity. I thought that was fantastic.
She plays crazy so well.
She does, yeah.
And next we had Bayley coming out, which I don't think we expected Bayley to come out this year.
No, I expected her last.
But she brings out ladders and a table. And this is where sort of...
crowd reaction from that with the table being pulled in.
They love a table. They really do. And things start to get more brutal at this stage.
Yeah, a bit more chaotic.
Chaotic. It's building and building.
The more bodies you put in, it's just going to...
Yeah, and weapons.
Yeah.
Talking of weapons, next we have Mia Yim, who comes out and...
weapon in her own right.
Gets the bins out to match the lids. Not as many bins as lids, but at least we're getting there.
She did have trouble with the second one. She chucked it over and it bounced off the ropes and back out, and it was like, huh.
It's so easy for that to happen, though. It happens so often. Yeah, Mia Yim is just insane. She's great.
Yeah.
She's so good. She sort of changed the game again.
Just cut the Michin crap. It's Mia Yim.
They wanted to change her name. People said it wrong, and then they mixed it up.
HBIC, head baddie in charge. Mia Yim.
Yeah, it didn't work, so just drop it. It's fine. And then we've got Rhea Ripley, who really turned the table. So Team Damage Control were pretty much in control.
Yeah, Rhea come in like a bulldozer.
Oh yeah, it's like just changed the whole game pretty much. And last but not least, Becky Lynch comes in.
I think that might have been done to protect the shoulder a little bit. Put her the least amount of time in the match, possibly. I'm not sure how well the rehab's gone, if she's come back early or whatever, but I get the feeling that was done to protect her.
Yeah, quite possibly.
And we'll talk a bit about that in the men's match, because they kind of did it with the men's match too.
Yeah, that's very true. Had some good spots. We had Io Sky in a trash can. She had it on her head while she was dangling over the ropes. Yeah. And then Becky did a... Not Becky.
Like it was a leg drop off the second rope.
Just ended up upside down in this bin as it toppled.
That's brilliant. Absolute class.
It's good. We had Asuka with the green mist on Rhea Ripley.
Yeah, that came out of nowhere. I was like, whoa, wait, what?
She doesn't do it often, but I think that's a good thing.
And then Rhea kind of looked like something from the Munsters for the rest of the match with the colouring of the skin. It was pretty cool.
Covered in green. It was
pretty sweet.
Good. And then you've got Nikki bringing out the handcuffs and trying to handcuff Alexa to the cage.
Handcuffs with a chain that's probably about this long.
I think we've seen this sort of handcuffs quite a bit.
Yeah. I think this is the longest chain I've ever seen on a handcuff.
Pretty long.
And they were black. They're usually silver. This was black, which is a bit... Wait, what? Looked a bit plasticky. They weren't, obviously. But...
Yes. But Alexa managed to turn things around and handcuff herself to Nikki instead.
Well, you made a comment about wanting to be handcuffed to Alexa Bliss, so...
Well, who wouldn't? Yeah, that was good.
I can't disagree with that.
And then we come to the finish, where Bianca Belair put Io Sky and Dakota Kai onto a table in one of the rings. Becky Lynch climbed to the top of the cage and just sat on them.
Just kind of jumped off and sat.
Jumped off, sat on them, through the table, and she pins Dakota Kai for the win for, I guess, Team Bianca. I don't know.
Yeah, I think she was the captain. So,
yeah. So it was a great start to the show.
Yeah.
Really well paced, and every competitor had a chance to shine and did a great job. There were a couple of, like with Io Sky on the top, but a little clumsy things, but they always brought it back, and I think this was a real success.
One of the other clumsy spots for me is when Bianca KO'd Bayley into the cage, which just looked like ass.
That didn't look great.
That looked awful.
I think she was too close to the cage for it.
That's not that, because the KOD, you've got to be flat going down onto the mat. If you're chucking against the wall, it's not going to work. You're just going to have feet first into the wall, and it just looked like crap.
Yeah.
The one thing it didn't, and I think it was Mia Yim that went through it, was the ladder when it broke in half. That was brutal. I want to say it was Rhea bulldozed Mia into it, I think. There's a lot going on. It's hard to keep track of it. That's one of the notes I put down, actually, is that when you've got a match like this with double rings, you've got the cage, you've got 10 competitors, you've got so many sort of pairings, you've got 5 individual pairings across the 2 rings, it's really difficult to get everything that's going on in frame all the time. And I found it a bit more, I don't know why, I found it really jarring in this one.
Yeah, it was a little bit. There was quite a lot of camera movement, and the same with the men's one later on.
But I don't remember that in NXT
as well.
So I don't know if they've changed something, or I know it's not oh, it was crap because of it. It was more of a, I think it would have been cool to maybe have some split cams somewhere. So maybe just split the screen down the middle, or have 2 punch outs and just have 2 different rings, just showing bits of what's going on across the both, and then focusing back and then splitting and kind of doing that, just kind of give a bit more of a showcase for the entire thing.
That could definitely have worked. Yeah. I really enjoyed this match.
Yeah, given the history of the women's matches and of Extreme Rules and stuff in WWE, they've not been great. This was, it was close to being banger of the night.
Yeah, it was.
You know, it was really good. It was really good.
Yeah, it's nice because we've talked a lot in recent reactions videos about how the women's matches always seem to be a bit disappointing.
Like an afterthought almost.
Yeah, so it was really good just to see them getting this chance and using it.
Yeah.
And making something great.
Yeah. And we did predict this one right. We predicted that Team Bianca would win.
Yay. Good job.
Yep.
Next we had a Brock Lesnar video package.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure we've seen this one before.
Probably. We've probably seen all of them. They're just cycling through.
They should do these for people you don't know. Like the new up-and-comers.
Yes.
Like, Del Fantasma.
Yeah.
Have just come up. Have something about Del Fantasma.
There's one later on that was literally played at the last PLE.
Yeah.
We've just seen it, just like a month ago.
You know, Braun Strowman's just returned. Well, I say just returned, maybe 2 months now, but people might not be familiar with him because he's been gone for the best part of a year.
Either people who are just coming up or just returning, or people that are prominent in the matches on the night.
There was no Brock Lesnar. There was no Liv Morgan. There was no Miz. There was no... Who's the fourth one? Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
None of them were at the event. I mean, I get you trying to keep them relevant and not forgetting about them.
We're just going to skip it.
We're just going to skip it.
We're just going to skip it.
Especially if we're going to keep playing the same actual package.
We're sat there like,
that's like 4 minutes long, 5 minutes long, every single PLE.
Have we seen this one? Have we seen this one? Skip.
We kind of did. The one the Miz one said, I was like, have we seen this one? And you're like, I think so. I was like, yeah, I think you're right.
Skip. But Miz is awesome.
Oh, yeah, he is.
But we
I don't want to see the same damn package over and over.
Exactly. Cool. After that, there was a recap from SmackDown from the men's War Games Advantage match.
Yeah.
I don't usually put the recap stuff on here, but I did because it leads into Jay going to Roman, Jey Uso going to Roman Reigns to ask what to do about Sami Zayn, because he had overheard Sami, talking to Kevin Owens.
Talking with, I think, because I don't think Sami did much talking.
And then Sami lied to him about talking to Kevin Owens. Yeah. So he's concerned. And we see Roman asking Paul Heyman to summon Sami.
Yeah. And he's like, grabs his phone. Call Sami Zayn.
That's good. Then we had an ad for Callisto Protocol, which is a sponsor.
So looking forward to this game.
Again, I don't usually put the sponsors down because I know you're excited for the game.
I'm so excited for this game. This is a day one purchase for me. This is the team who did the original Dead Space are no longer with, I can't remember the name of the company that actually made Dead Space now off the top of my head. But it's part of EA Games. They're no longer with EA. They've gone and formed their own studio, which I can't remember the name of again. I'm really bad at remembering since I've left working for the game industry. But Callisto Protocol, it looks like Dead Space, like on steroids and crack, and it looks horrifically good.
Looks good. Well, next there was, I'm not sure if it was a video package for Finn Balor or a recap for the upcoming match.
Recap.
Kind of wrote something down and didn't pay attention.
I think because we skipped it. Here's a recap. There's 3 weeks build up.
Yeah.
There was no need to do recaps.
And especially because you had the War Games match, they had a lot of filler in before the next match so they could clean it up. So you sort of sitting there
they made a lot of mess in that women's match.
Oh yeah. So if you sort of get to that recap and you're like, let's just get to another match now.
Yeah. I'm ready to see some sweaty men throw each other around.
Yeah, exactly. And we do now with Finn Balor versus AJ Styles. My first note is everybody does masks. Both Finn Balor and AJ Styles.
That's not everybody though, is it?
Masks.
Because you got Dominic and Damien, and you got Luke and Doc Gallows.
It doesn't sound as good if I say some people wear masks.
Sorry.
They do wear masks, and you mentioned that the one that AJ was wearing was similar to one that he used to wear in Bullet Club.
He used to wear masks in Bullet Club.
Pretty cool.
And they actually referenced Bullet Club. Like, that blew my mind.
The commentary team literally named them.
Yeah, because Michael Cole was talking about AJ's accomplishments and stuff. He talked about the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship and whatnot. And then they were talking about the clubs. And then they've both been members of the Bullet Club. He literally said Bullet Club.
And they've been skirting around it and dodging saying it for the whole time since the OC turned up.
I think now it's because they've got this thing with New Japan, with Carl Anderson obviously still being the open weight champion.
Yeah.
And they've announced that he is going to fight Hikuleo I think Hikuleo's still in Bullet Club. I'm a bit sketchy on that one. I think he's still part of the Bullet Club, but he's going to be fighting him for that title at some point. I think it's in December. Yeah. So I think that maybe this agreement, they said, yeah, you can use the name. They probably won't show any graphics or images or logos or whatever, but they can probably just name drop here and there, you know?
Yeah,
which is pretty cool. I think it's
really
cool.
It makes it more natural because people know that it was the Bullet Club. So everyone it just sounds weird if they're not saying
Everyone knows that everyone in the OC and Finn Balor all spent mass amount of time in Japan. Why would you not mention it? Yeah. It's part of where they came from. Don't forget where you come from.
So we like this. It's good stuff. And we were literally like, what?
I was literally like, wait, what?
That's great. I feel like this match started off, I was like, oh, the crowd's dead. Because how do you follow a War Games match?
Yeah.
It's the energy's so high, and then you have this long period of cleaning up.
Yeah.
And then...
I'd say a good 10, maybe close to 12 minutes in between.
Have to be. And then some guys have to come out and have just a regular match with no stipulations or anything. And... it takes real skill to get that crowd back on side.
But if any two people could do it.
And they did. Because I feel like a lot of people... I really was thinking quite hard about how it works when watching this match. Because I feel like a lot of wrestlers, inexperienced ones, would come out and they would go high energy from the start. And it wouldn't work because the crowd's not with you.
Yeah.
But these guys,
burn out too quick.
They start slow and they build it with the energy of the crowd. Naturally just like following what they're into, and then they can build it up into something that the crowd wants because they're listening to them, I suppose.
And it was the same with the guys on the outside. Obviously you had the OC and the Judgment Day outside, minus Rhea, Ripley and Medium, obviously.
Yes.
And they didn't get involved until it was right, until that right moment, and it was like, whoa, this is really done well.
Yeah, they didn't try and force the crowd to have more energy. They just let the crowd lead them, which is, I think, I don't know, not many people could do that, I think, to that level.
It shows the experience of Finn and AJ.
And by the end, the crowd were on their feet. It's great. It's so good.
Yeah.
It's good. The professionals.
Absolutely.
So when they did get involved, you had a distraction from Damian Priest to the ref, letting Dominic interfere. And that led to the brawl between those two and the OC. And off they go through the crowd, fighting away, and leave AJ and Finn Balor to it. It was good. Yeah. I think sometimes it does keep... You do tend to have the interference being such a feature that it takes away from the match. So it's quite cool to see it's just a little bit of interference and then they're gone. That's it.
And that it bugs me. Like, I love the factions.
Yeah.
But I hate seeing every single match get interfered in.
Yeah.
In that aspect.
And sometimes it's over and over again in the same match. This is just one and done.
Yeah.
I think was good.
Which is really cool. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, a lot of AJ was definitely focusing on injuring one of Balor's legs.
I think it was his left.
He sells it so good.
The storytelling again by Finn is just so good.
He's really good at selling it.
Yeah.
And then tons of calf crushes from AJ.
It was his left leg because he was targeting the left leg with a calf crusher.
Yeah, that's right.
Calf crusher.
It's the American thing because they say calf crusher.
Calf crusher. Calf? C-A-L-F.
Calf crusher.
Yeah, we're going to call it the calf crusher.
Calf crusher.
On the Alan Presents.
Because it's not a calf crusher because you're not going there for a cup of tea.
But it's not a calf crusher either because what's a calf?
It's a baby cow. It's spelt the same as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
English
So does AJ Styles on his weekends off just go and crush baby cows?
No, we're not going there. No animals were harmed in the making of this wrestling match. Ugh.
That is rumour and speculation.
We don't know.
We don't deal in innuendos on the Alan Presents. Continue.
AJ Styles hits Finn Balor with a phenomenal forearm and pins him to win.
When he started sort of on the outside, he was there, I thought, if his legs kick out too much, he's going to catch the ropes behind him, and this is going to look like ass, but he didn't.
I bet you've been out there just like practicing.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, guaranteed.
He's going to be one of those wrestlers that has incredible ring awareness and just knows where he is in the space and everything. So, This was great. It was great. Like we said, just that skill in building back up from a dead crowd to a crowd that's fully invested. You can't get any better.
And then, like, the just before the phenomenal forearm, obviously, he had him in the calf crusher. But, like, Finn Balor, you can see him, he's like, so close to tapping out. He just wraps his arm around AJ's head and just starts mashing it into the mat. It's like, that's a hell of a way to counter that.
So good.
It's phenomenal. No pun intended. It was just superb. It was.
Good match.
Yeah.
Great match.
And we both had the prediction on right. We both predicted AJ Styles to get the win on that.
Whoop whoop. All right, next we had an ad for the Royal Rumble, which is the next WWE PLE.
Which is January... 2 months tomorrow as we're recording this.
January the 28th. So that's one to look forward to.
2 months without a PLE. It's going to be weird.
And then we start the road to WrestleMania. Pointing at signs.
I was going to say, we start the pointing at signs.
Love it.
Royal Rumble.
Amazing. Next we had the Liv Morgan video package, and this is the one that they definitely played at the last PLE.
Skip.
100% was exactly the same one. We talked about it. I'm sure it was the last one. No, I'm not sure. Doesn't matter. And then we had Ozzy Osbourne plugging his new album.
Prince of Darkness.
That's good.
Patient number 9.
I wasn't sure what he was going to say, and then he was like, my new album's out. And like, okay, this is an advert. Love it. I don't mind watching adverts if Ozzy Osbourne's talking.
Ozzy's great.
Yeah.
I love Ozzy Osbourne.
Next we go to the match for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Ronda Rousey versus Shotzi. No Blackheart. So Shotzi comes out in a tank.
Yeah.
Obviously. It's War Games. You can't have War Games without a tank.
Yeah, damn straight.
Great. She fires off the firework.
Yeah, it's like a firework.
I keep thinking it's a t-shirt cannon on there.
I know.
Did she used to use a t-shirt cannon?
It didn't used to be a t-shirt. It used to be like a soft projectile, which she would fire at her opponent in the ring.
It probably was made from a t-shirt cannon.
Maybe. I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, wouldn't be surprised.
Good stuff. This is an okay match. It had some good spots in there with... it sort of showed Shotzi being the, like... I can't think of a good word for it. Just like resourceful, trying to find a way out of holds and things. Because obviously Ronda Rousey's all going to be about holds and submission. And there were some good moments where Shotzi was like just doing anything she possibly could to get out. So I think that was some good storytelling in that aspect. But they took it a bit too far, I think, in trying to make Shotzi look resourceful and strong.
Yeah.
That it made Ronda and Shayna Baszler, who was there as well, look pretty weak.
I mean, Ronda's supposed to be this badass MMA woman.
Yeah.
And then she's taking one punch from Shotzi and she's like, oh, I'm down. Oh, that hurt so much. And, like, no offense to Shotzi, she's not that strong. She's not an MMA fighter.
No. It's using that resourcefulness, the getting out of things, the sort of sneaky...
in a believable way.
Finding a way round, rather than... striking, which requires strength and for the other person to be off balance already.
You don't want to get into a striking game with Ronda unless you're someone like Shayna Baszler.
It doesn't work. And even like Shayna Baszler on the outside at one point pushed Ronda out of the way because Shotzi was going to dive. So then
she took the bullet.
She took the hit. But before that happened, she was like stood on the side looking so worried when Shotzi had just got one move in on.
Yeah.
And it made her look like she didn't have any confidence in Ronda Rousey.
It's weird.
So it was off.
Yeah.
So some really good spots, but just the storytelling, I think, aspect of it fell flat.
Yeah. I think it took me out of the match too much. And I did put this on my notes. It's not a good match because of that.
Yeah, I agree.
It just took me out of it too much.
It was, you could tell how scripted it was, I suppose. Didn't feel natural.
And that sucks, because Shotzi's got so much potential.
You just need to work with the strengths rather than trying to make her look strong in ways that she doesn't need to be.
So, with this whole, obviously Shayna's joining Ronda now then.
Yeah.
Carry on actually with the finish match first and then...
And the finish, Ronda gets an armbar on Shotzi and Shotzi taps.
Hits her with the Piper's Pit and then gets the armbar.
That's right.
So,
Piper's Pit first.
How far down the line do you think it's going to be before Shayna's like, yeah, screw this bitch and turns on her? And then we see Ronda Rousey versus Shayna Baszler.
I think it depends, because it depends how they swing it. Because at the moment, both of them are... I think Ronda's looking stronger than Shayna at the moment. So I think it's more likely to be that way around.
Because they've done irreparable damage to Shayna over the last few months.
Yes, they have.
Well, probably last year or so.
If they can build Shayna back up, then it could be that way around.
Which
if
is what
not,
they're trying.
Then I think Ronda might do the turning if Shayna can't keep up.
Yeah, maybe. I don't need you, get away from me, kind of. Yeah, maybe.
I don't want it to go that way, because Shayna's a beast.
Yeah.
She's so good. And
so when Ronda's ready to take another break or retirement or whatever, it's going to be the point, I think, that Shayna will be like, right, screw this. I'm done being second fill. I'm done being your shadow. I want that belt.
Quite possibly.
And just build it up from there. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah. Okay.
And we had that one correct because we both picked Ronda to win that one. Don't think there was any doubt on that one.
No.
That was probably the no-brainer of the night.
The no-brainer of the
no-brainer of the
night. Next we have another video package.
Yay.
It's the Cody Rhodes one.
Yay.
Which we skipped through because I don't want to see him hurting himself for no reason again.
Yep.
Thank you very much. We've gone through it all.
I think if Triple H was in charge at that point, Cody would never be in that match.
Yep. Okay, then we go back to Roman Reigns in the back, and in comes Sami after being summoned, and Roman questions him. Sami tells the truth, and they look each other in the eye, and Sami pledges his allegiances to.
He does ask about why he liked a J, and he was like, "Well, I didn't want that on his plate because of the advantage match," which is a valid reason. I mean, if I think you brush it off and then be like, I'll go to him after, like, look, Jay, but no, I was talking to Kevin.
Yeah.
But obviously that didn't happen. It was only the night before. But
because the amount of paranoia that Jay has anyway, Sami would have known that if he mentioned that he'd been talking to Kevin Owens, he'd have gone nuts.
Oh yeah.
If he had any inkling that he'd been listening at the door, then he'd have told him the truth. Probably. Who knows? But yeah, so they hug it out. But Roman looks a little bit unsure still. I think he doesn't know.
Keeping an eye on him, kind of.
Yes. Yeah. And then it's time for a triple threat match.
Yep.
For the United States Championship. We've got Bobby Lashley versus Austin Theory versus Seth Rollins.
Seth Freakin
Rollins. It's good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed this match.
I did enjoy it as much as I was expecting, though.
No.
I don't know. There was something not quite gelling for me. I don't know what it was.
Yeah, that's fair.
It just didn't seem to tick all them boxes,
Yeah, I think we talked in our predictions about the emotions for Bobby Lashley and for Austin Theory, how like crazy upset they were and angry. I don't know that came across as much as we expected. It just seemed like a regular match for them.
You had Bobby come up first and then Austin Theory, and if they were both hating each other, they weren't showing it. They were just standing in the ring, just like just waiting. And it's like, well, if you're going to be out there before the challenger and you're really PO'd at each other, you're going to show at least some aggression, have to have the referee step in, But there was none of that.
Or at least be staring at each other.
Yeah. Or even mouthing off, just be like, in the other
Uh-huh.
guy's face. But there was none of that. They were just like stood there, like,
I'm just ready.
Gonna twiddle my thumbs, wait for Seth, and I
think the wrestling was great.
Yeah.
I don't think you could deny that with these three, especially with Austin Theory in his newfound sort of confidence and character.
All three guys, to be fair, can go in the ring. Absolutely.
It's the storytelling that fell flat, probably.
Absolutely.
And mainly down to Bobby and Austin. There were some interesting moments. So you had one where Lashley had the hurt lock on Seth. And then Austin Theory comes up behind and does a sleeper hold on Lashley, who keeps the hurt lock on for as long as he can until he's like nearly out and then drops him. It's a bit weird looking.
I mean, to be fair, if Seth Rollins taps out at that point, it's Bobby Lashley's going to win.
And he looked like he almost would.
So you're not going to give up that advantage until you have to.
Yeah,
which made
so
sense.
It was a good move. It just looked a bit funny. But you know what looked more funny?
The double hurt lock.
The double hurt lock. When Lashley tries to get... He's got Austin Theory right by him, and then Seth's in front of Austin Theory, and he managed, I think, to at least get his arms around all of it.
He got him round, I think, round Seth. And then Austin Theory's just in the middle. He couldn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
And he's just kind of like...
Ooh. Shush, Siri. Yeah,
he's just kind of in the middle because he can't do nothing.
Just arms.
Yeah.
His arms like this, Seth's arms like this. It looked really weird.
Yeah, it was really odd.
I don't think it was quite the look they were going for. It didn't look brutal.
No.
It didn't look...
It looked a bit...
painful. It just looked a bit
jokey.
awkward.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Arms. Arms everywhere. Something that did look pretty cool. Seth Rollins doing a springboard stomp.
Oh, off the back of Austin Theory. Yeah.
Them, both Austin Theory and Bobby Lashley sort of down hands and knees, recovering. And Seth sort of just runs 1 foot on Austin Theory, leaps off, stomps on Bobby Lashley.
It's very reminiscent of the Hardys, the way they used to do. Matt would go down and then Jeff would do the springboard off of off of Matt.
It was good. I liked it.
That was cool. That was really good visual. And he got some really good hang time on that stomp with Lashley.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
And then we come to the finish.
The finish.
Which I found really interesting.
I found it interesting, but I felt the execution was off.
Yeah, fair enough.
They probably could have... carry on.
Yeah, so Lashley hits a spear on Seth Rollins while Seth Rollins has Theory up for the Falcon Arrow. So you got the two of them. Lashley comes in spears. They both go down. Theory pretty much falls on top of Seth Rollins, who is back down. Pins for the win.
Yeah. I think that I think that if you've been going for like a fall away slam and you kind of gone up and then hit the spear, you're in the right position to have Theory just fall back and land straight on top of his torso.
Yeah.
With this, it kind of like, oh, he just landed right on top of him. No, he didn't, because he was kind of on his shoulders.
Yeah.
And he kind of fell just off and then almost kind of put his arm over. Which I don't know, I felt that looked a bit janky to me.
Yeah, so he looked a bit more aware than he should have been, I suppose.
Yeah, I think it would have been better if he'd had him like in a ready to, like, as I say, like a back body drop or throw of some sort, and I think that would have worked better.
Yeah, quite possibly.
But yeah,
the shock in the crowd. Yeah. Austin Theory is now the United States Championship. Just had to double check that.
He is now the United States Championship.
Yeah, he is
Austin Theory is now a belt.
Now people have to fight to get Austin Theory.
We do not condone that kind of talk on Leanne Presents. There
were a lot of like shots in the crowd of just people with their mouths open.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I was like, what?
Yeah, it was out of the blue. It was good. I enjoyed it.
I liked the shot finish, but I think it could have been executed a bit better.
It could have been done differently. Yeah. No worries.
We didn't get that one right. We predicted Seth Rollins to retain.
Yeah. I don't think anyone would have predicted that one.
Yeah. That's a shocker.
All right. Video package.
Yay!
The Miz. Skip.
Awesome.
Skip. And then we go back to Roman Reigns, preparing for the match. And Jey Uso comes in and asks what happened with Sami. And Roman says, I looked him in the eye like I said I would. I saw everything I needed to see. That's not cryptic at all.
Nope.
So we still don't know quite what he's thinking.
Nope.
But I think he does it really well. He doesn't give anything away in his facial expressions.
Going back to the sort of when you called Sami Zayn, we talked to Jey Uso first off, and he's like, I will look him straight in his eye as he's telling me what happened. As Sami Zayn is telling him what happened, Sami Zayn's looking at Roman, but Roman's like... He doesn't really look him in the eye until he says, like, are you with us?
Yeah.
I felt that was a bit odd.
I didn't really notice. I was looking at Sami, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Guess what time it is?
It's time. Uh-oh. You're going to get us cancelled again, aren't you?
Oh, no. It's fine.
Technical difficulties, folks.
For Leanne signs of the PLE. Leanne signs of the PLE.
Clap.
Alright. Oh, no. Oh, no. Quick.
Poof.
No.
Poof. Okay.
Hold them in place. It's fine. Everything is fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, it's Slim Pickens again.
Yeah,
Come on,
really
WWE Universe, you're letting me down.
Really bad.
All 3 signs are from our good old sign guy on the ramp. And honestly, I found them a bit lacking, even from sign guy. Come on, use references I understand. The ones I've written down, pretty much, I had to turn to Alan and say, do you get it? Do you know? Is it funny? Because I don't know. In third place, which I think is a reference I understand, but I didn't actually find it funny. Butch is a turkey in South Park. The turkeys are a bit crazy in South Park.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
But it just didn't make me laugh.
No.
But it still made the list because there was nothing better. Number 2, 24-centimeter python, which you had to explain to me.
Yeah.
Because it was, what did you say? It was
Hulk Hogan.
Hulk
The 24-inch pythons, brother.
Meaning his arms. So 24-centimeter pythons, obviously being quite skinny arms.
So this guy's probably saying he's got 24 centimeter pythons.
I don't know. I don't even know who he was holding it up to be honest.
Does America use centimeters?
Not much. I think they use inches.
I think they're on imperial, aren't they? Not metric.
America!
So let us know if you're in America. Do you use imperial or metric? And
then number 1, which I did find quite funny after finding out what it meant. Akeem dances better than you wrestle.
I'm going to need to show you some Akeem footage.
Yes, you
Akeem,
do.
the African Dream.
Yeah.
Part of a tag team called, it's going to be really bad, the Twin Towers.
This was before?
Way before. This is like
That's
late
fair.
80s.
It's alright,
late
it's
80s.
timely, isn't it?
Akeem, the African Dream, became one-man gang in ECW and he was a bulldozer.
I'm guessing he was not a good dancer.
No.
Oh
No.
yeah. Well, that was a whistle-stop tour of one person's signs in Leanne's signs of PLE. Leanne's signs of the PLE.
Do better next time.
That means you, sign guy.
Ah!
Nothing. Alright, and then, now guess what time it is.
Slapping the sign time.
Slapping the sign time.
It's time for the main event.
I love that. It's so good. It's men's
Thank you, Mark
War
Henry.
Games. Yes, thank you, Mark Henry. We appreciate you. All right, men's War Games.
Mm-hmm.
Team 1 is Drew McIntyre, Kevin Owens, and the Brawling Brutes, which includes Sheamus, Ridge Holland, and Butch. Butch starting off the match.
Ridge the fridge.
Ridge the fridge.
Sorry. Stop there.
And then on the other side, we've got the Bloodline. Sami Zayn, Solo Sikoa, Jimmy Uso, Roman Reigns, and Jey Uso starting the match.
Why did you split the Usos up? That was weird.
Because I'd written them down, and then we saw that Jey was starting, and then I had to move it in my notes.
Oh, okay. All right,
Sorry.
No, that just tripped me out a bit, that's all.
Roman Reigns is the centre, that's why.
Well, he wasn't in the centre, though.
Shh. It's fine. Yes. So we've got Butch and Jey Uso starting in the ring.
And we talked about the women's match being a slow start.
This
was even slower.
It was pretty slow. But, I mean, Butch, obviously Pete Dunne, excellent with manipulation. Particular favourite, fingers. So he was just going at it. And using the cage.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, the fingers through the cage and just pulling them back.
Bending them backwards through the mesh. That looked painful.
That did look painful.
And obviously he's got the fingers strapped up, so it must have some sort of... It's either playing on the story of broken fingers or...
they said at some point they thought he'd had a broken wrist, but that's okay. But they suspect torn tendons. So that would have made that finger stretching a lot worse.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool. And then in comes Ridge Holland.
Ridge the fridge.
That tag team. They very much used that advantage to put Jey Uso down.
Oh yeah, they beat 7 bells out of him.
Which they would have felt they needed to do because they would have anticipated that the next entrant would be Jimmy Uso to make up the tag team.
And he started making his way out of the cage.
And Roman stopped him.
It's like, nah.
And sends in Sami Zayn.
Jey Uso's best friend.
And this is going to be the test. This is what we're looking for. So we now sort of guess that Roman Reigns sort of believes Sami, but he needs to see it for himself that he's on side. And the best way to do that is put him in with Jey.
Yeah.
Who they have this.
And I think it was also maybe an effort to get them to work together and sort of get along a little bit more as well, because they've been like...
So we got Jey Uso down. Sami on his way to the ring, slowly, trepidatiously.
Very slowly. You've got Ridge and Butch in the ring on the ropes, looking at the cage, waiting like ravenous dogs that haven't been fed for like 3 weeks.
And Sami hesitates for quite a while.
Oh, yeah.
Which you'd think at first is cowardice. But I believe probably just giving Jey a chance to get up. Because he knows if he steps in that ring, he's going to take a beating and he's not going to be any use to anyone. So waiting allows them to get a more even footing. which is...
And Jay does. He gets up and starts attacking. I think it's Pete Dunne first.
And then does try and yell at Sami and call him useless and stuff. But it's fine. They're friends. Yeah, good. Sami is smart. He is real smart.
He's been in the business for years.
Next comes Drew McIntyre. And the note I've written for this section is, all Drew.
All Drew. All Drew.
He's the only one who can do anything in this space. Just like knocking everyone out left, right and centre. And then Jimmy Uso is allowed in.
Yeah. He's allowed. Daddy says he can go to the ring now.
And it's at this point that we get some infighting between Jey Uso and Sami.
Yeah.
They start arguing over... Was this bit where they were arguing over the table?
I think it was, yeah.
Yeah. For no reason.
Yeah.
Come on,
Sammy's
Jey.
trying to help put the table up and Jay's like, no! I'm setting it up. It's my table, damn it.
So obviously Sammy's like, I'm trying to help. And then he keeps yelling. So then they start pushing each other. And you got Jimmy trying to separate them.
Gonna get right in the middle.
Come on, guys. You're meant to be on the same team.
Can't we all just get along?
Yep. They're all part of a family. Next, we've got Kevin Owens.
Which I thought he was going to come out last because of his supposed potential injury.
But no, out he comes. We get some moments where Sami seems pretty conflicted. Doesn't quite know what to do. Someone goes through a table. I didn't write down who. I just wrote one table down.
I think it was one of the Usos.
Oh yeah, there are 2 tables. I didn't mention that.
I think it was Jimmy.
I think Jimmy brought the tables, yeah.
No. I think Jimmy went through it.
Oh, he might have brought them in as well. Yes.
I'm about 80% certain it was the longer head Uso, which is Jimmy.
Yes, I think you're right. Next comes Solo Sikoa, who really acts as an equaliser.
Oh god, he's a bulldozer.
So he pretty much
it's like throwing
manages
a truck
to
in the
rally
ring.
everyone together. Then Sheamus, who rallies the Brawling Brutes, gets them all back up.
Yeah.
And obviously he's bulldozing people.
Again, he's just kicking ass, taking names, yeah.
It's
a Sheamus.
So good. This is just such a great collection of people in the ring. It's amazing. And then we've got Roman Reigns, the last of Team Bloodline. And at this point you've got, if I got this in the right order, there's a face-off across the ring.
Yes.
So
right.
As Roman gets in, they've managed to sort of separate.
Yeah, he kind of helps pick everyone else up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the Brawling Brutes rush in to the attack.
That's right.
And then we get just like the most inconceivable sort of thing happen, where you've got all of the Bloodline in the space between the rings, and they manage to get the Brawling Brutes, each get one, and get the beats of the Balrog on them all together.
Beats of the Balrog.
I don't know what it is, so I'm saying Balrog because that's what it sounds like to me.
Balrum. Yeah, I don't quite know what it is.
Whenever they say it, it's Balrog
it's
in
10
my
beats
head.
of the Balrog
That's
now.
what it is now.
Because the person on the ropes shall not pass. It's the 10 beats of the Balrog.
Yep.
Yeah.
So at this point, everyone's in, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Roman's the last one in.
Yes. I thought I'd miscounted or missed someone. Okay.
Well, if everyone's got someone, how could you miscount?
I know. That's why my brain was going a bit funny. Like, wait a minute, where am I? That's what the Bloodline were thinking after getting the beats of the Balrog.
The Roman took over 20. Like, Drew even managed to get a couple in.
If anyone can take them, it's Roman Reigns. We did have Jey accidentally super kicking Sami.
Oh yeah, I can't remember. Was he going for? He was holding. I think it was Ridge.
I think it
maybe.
was.
And he went to super kick Ridge, and he moved and he hit Sami, and he was just like,
Yeah, and he wouldn't let Jimmy go and check on him.
Yeah, Jay's like, dude.
But to be fair, they've got a match to win. You can't just keep checking on people when
it's
they're
just
down.
like I think Graves said it. It's friendly fire.
Yeah,
it happens. You know.
Oh.
Even in regular tag team matches, it happens.
Yeah, so I don't hold that against Jey at all. He's fine. I think this is after Sami sort of saved him from getting hit.
Yes, yeah, that was before everyone got in. He pulled him out of the way of, again, I think it was Ridge.
Yeah.
Ridge did a lot of good stuff in this match.
Ridge is great. I think I've been sleeping on Ridge.
Yeah.
We've got Owens nearly pinning Roman Reigns. Like, to the point where Roman wasn't gonna kick out.
Yeah, KO hits a stunner on him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Sami grabs the ref.
Yeah, so ref's like, 1, 2, and then Sami grabs his arm as he's going down for the 3. Roman's clearly not kicking out.
No.
He still doesn't kick out, regardless, and he's obviously hearing the 1, 2, and Sami's like, nope, you're not gonna hit the 3.
Mm-hmm.
And the ref's just like, huh?
He's so confusing. They had great facial expressions from this ref. It was great.
I do quite like this ref.
Yeah, he's good.
I don't know his name.
No.
KO then sort of rolls around and he's just like...
Yes. This is where it's the real test, isn't it? But I think KO was going for a move against Sami, but in comes Jimmy, so...
No, they kind of like, this is your family, and then Jimmy goes for the super kick.
Kevin Owens catches his leg.
Yeah.
Sami goes for the low blow.
Hits a low blow on KO.
Mm-hmm.
That rhymes.
Yeah. Then hits a haluva kick.
Yeah, after Roman's kind of approval
Gives him the nod. Like, yes, he's down. Haluva kick. And as KO falls into Sami's arms, I thought that was quite a good visual.
Yeah, he's kind of holding him up.
Yeah, and then Sami brings him to the middle, lays him down. Jey Uso
locks eyes with Jey. Yeah.
Up in the corner. And Sami gives him the floor.
It's all yours, buddy.
All yours.
Go for it.
Jey hits a frog splash and pins Kevin Owens.
It wasn't a frog splash, no, because he didn't do the... It was just more of a splash. I think I thought he was going to go for a frog splash, but it was more just like a diving splash.
A splash and pins for the win. And I was actually quite happy, even though I did not predict it.
Yeah, you had that one wrong. I had that right. I said the Bloodline was going to win.
I think this is a great way to do it.
Yeah. But the most important thing happens after the match, Leanne.
After the match.
What happened, Leanne?
So Sami helps Roman Reigns up.
Yeah.
And they have a more genuine hug than
they hug it out.
Backstage.
They absolutely hug it out.
Sami's obviously upset, so he's like crying into Roman's shoulder, probably.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then when that's done, Jey comes in and just gives Sami the biggest hug.
It's like it's like the most aggressive hug I've ever seen. Because he just kind of bulldozes towards him. He's like, ah!
But that means so much.
And Sami's like, ah! And then they back off. And then they hug again. And they back off. And there's another hug. And then Jimmy does the whole thing. And it's just like, oh, this is wholesome. This is just so wholesome.
Sammy has been fully accepted by all of them.
It's like the Bloodline of the bad guys. Why are we enjoying this?
I know.
You know?
I didn't like Roman Reigns for so long, but I really like him now. He's done such a good
he's kind
job.
of. I'm still like at times, but he's really, really opening. Yeah, he's
leaned so much into the character, and I think when he was on his own, it wasn't as good. But now he's got the Usos, he's got some people to lead without yelling at the crowd to lead them all the time, sort of thing. It was a great match.
It was. This was absolutely banger of the night.
100% banger of the night. There was a lot of time where like everyone was down, so nothing was happening. Yeah. But it could have been more active, but I think it sort of worked in highlighting those active moments.
I get the feeling they might have seen the women's match and seen how difficult it was to track everything. So they probably said, look, just tone it down a little bit. Yeah, someone gets a spotlight, you just kind of maybe recoup in the corner or maybe just not do as much and kind of, I think they maybe tried to compensate on the fly with that. I think they probably had a chat with all 10 guys.
It's more like explosions of activity and then recovery because everyone's spent. But the storytelling was just excellent throughout. Superb. And I think I enjoyed this match more than I expected, even though we thought already it was going to be banger of the night. Yeah.
Like, I think I enjoyed this a lot more than I was, as you say, as you were expecting. But I don't know. I was expecting a lot, but they seemed to surpass that. Yeah. But they didn't really do anything to surpass that. So it's really weird.
It's in the story.
It is in the storytelling, absolutely is in the storytelling. The whole Sami coming in and being trepidatious and giving Jey that time to recover, pulling Jey out of the way, trying to prove himself constantly.
And Roman and then eating that bullet. Who was going to go out
and then eating that bullet and sort of taking that hit from Jey. And Jey's just like, screw you, man, I don't care. And then to the end, just having Jey being like, yeah, you've earned it. Yeah, you've earned it. That was great. That was great.
Loved it. Great. Best match of the night.
Yeah, absolutely.
No question.
Okay, what about worst match of the night then? You have to pick one.
Oh, that's easy.
Go on.
Ronda versus Shotzi.
Yeah. That's not to take anything away from Shotzi. It's not to take anything away from Ronda, but
it's the storytelling.
It's the storytelling.
It is all in that. And
there's been so much great storytelling in this whole event, start to finish. But that, right in the middle, just sucked the air out of the room. Yeah. That was my ass being sucked out of the room noise.
Sexy.
whatever floats your boat, I guess. No, fantastic.
What a good event, though.
Yeah, it was. And only to have 5 matches, I do feel there was too much filler.
Yeah, there was. They do have to leave a lot of time to prepare the ring, but after a War Games match, but
there was a lot of filler in between the other matches, which didn't have any.
They need to sort out the video package thing. I think it's getting old.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
Once you've seen a video package twice,
maybe one package or 2 packages max for every event, but it has to be different packages.
And make them relevant to what we're watching. Otherwise, where's the engagement?
So
why do we want to see it?
I think they're obviously tracking to either Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens, or Roman Reigns versus Sheamus. Okay, have a package dedicated to the challenger. In the build up to that main event, because you're going to have the recap for the minute. So let's just, for example, right, fancy book. Let's say it's going to be Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens at Royal Rumble. Okay, that's going to be a 2-month build up. You're going to have a recap.
Yes.
Okay, but before that, just have. This is our challenger for tonight. This is Kevin Owens. This is a spotlight on Kevin Owens.
Yeah. Why not? Makes more sense.
You know?
People are more likely to want to watch it.
I mean, the Royal Rumble's going to be the main event, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The title match.
Just every single challenger of the Royal Rumble.
So does that mean that the Rumble's the next PLE?
Yes.
That means that's going to be the second PLE in a row that's probably going to only have 5 matches on it.
Probably,
because you've got 2 Rumble matches, which run for over an hour each.
They're very long.
Yeah.
Good.
But yeah.
Good.
Any final thoughts?
It's a great event.
Yeah.
It's still a bit weird having a Survivor Series where it's not Raw versus SmackDown. But
yeah, I really miss the Survivor Series style matches. I really love those elimination multi-person tag matches because you can tell so many great stories in that as well.
Yeah.
Just by having 4 versus 4 and 5 versus 5 and just having the eliminations happen.
Yes. But if they were going to replace it with anything, War Games matches was probably the right call. And it was really fun to watch.
Yeah, I think next year I'd like to see War Games again, but I'd also like to see a couple of old school Survivor Series matches.
Yeah.
That'd be sweet.
Why not? Good stuff.
Cool.
All right. Should we go?
Yeah.
Should we go?
Let's go.
Thank you, guys. Don't leave.
You said we could go.
No, you can't go yet. Wait till we've done the plugs. Thank you so much.
Minutes.
Thank you so much for watching our reactions to the WWE Premium Live Event Survivor Series. We've very much enjoyed watching it and talking about it. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Like this video if you did. We like knowing that people like it. I'm saying like too much. Help. Subscribe to the channel and hit the
Next
bell.
time you say that word, you get a backhand.
Hit the bell to be notified when we drop new videos.
She says that word, she's going to get hit in the bell.
Leave a comment below.
We don't condone man on woman violence in this podcast, in this show, in this channel. Don't do that. Just I just want to put that. I do not beat her.
I'm trying to finish the show.
You missed that bruise with the makeup. Joking. Carry on.
Lost my place now. I think you should carry on.
I think you should start again.
No. Leave us a comment. Ask a question to our wonderful audience.
Are you going to be watching NXT Deadline? We probably... I don't know. We might, because there's a new match type coming in there.
Yeah.
The Iron Survivor. We're probably not going to cover it, though, because we don't really watch NXT much. So.
Yeah.
But I might watch the event.
Yeah, we can watch it.
But they're showing the same day as Final Battle as well, from Ring of Honor. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
Follow us on socials. Our Linktree details are in the link in the description below, which will have all our socials, links to Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and also our stuff about recent videos that you might want to check out.
Speaking of recent videos, in a sense, this is the last wrestling pay-per-view / PLE of the year that we are covering, but we do have one more wrestling-related video which we will be putting out in December.
Yeah, look forward to that.
That's a request from our pal Nick, but yeah, we're not going to say which one yet.
Which Nick or which?
Which video? which premium? Which pay-per-view it would be? Yeah, we're doing one more wrestling video next month, but it's not going to be something current.
Yeah. Well, yes.
Some of our vintage.
Look forward to that one. And until next time,
listen to Black Sabbath on Aussie.
Yeah, go and check out Ozzy's new album.
Aussie, Patient Number 9. Did we get endorsed?
No.
Ozzy Osbourne, endorse us, please.
Please, you know he watches this. Bye.